Hello and welcome to Genevora's running commentary number 28. We all talk about releasing tension. All right, we don't need unnecessary tension for any activity that we do. In fact, I would go as far as to say that unnecessary tension will cause a problem. But what is unnecessary tension and how do we release it? Because telling the body to stop doing something or to not do something is very difficult for the brain to understand that kind of instruction. It's much easier for us to do than not do. So first of all, we want to identify where we might be holding more than we need to, and then ways that we can get around that. So I'll start with the shoulders because that's just an easy one to see. All right, if we want to release holding patterns that can go across the shoulders and up into the neck, so that they can actually come right round and directly affect the movement of the larynx. If we want to release those holding patterns, we can either just think about dropping and letting go, or we can engage the muscles and then gradually release them. And that can be a more effective way of doing it. So we engage the muscles by scrunching the shoulders right up, and then we release them. Now, if you do a drop like that, that's one way of doing it. You may get a sense of falling and a sense of dropping, but what's possibly more effective is to do a gradual release. So you tense right up, go as tight as you can, and then feel a slow release down. So you're really concentrating on the sensation of that muscle lengthening. And then you are probably more likely to extend the lengthening beyond the point at which you started. And then you do it again. You engage that muscle and then you gradually release it until you allow the lengthening to occur just a little bit more than it was before. So this can be done in other muscles. You can tighten your jaw. You can bite hard and then you can gradually release and let go. So you've got a reference point. You start with the tightness and then you gradually let go. Another way of finding release is to push against resistance. So this is where we might do something like pushing the head into the hand. All right, so I want to release the muscles at the back of my neck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push them in the other direction. I'm going to want to move the head and push against resistance. And then as I release, I feel the relief of everything letting go, opening up and softening. And you can do the same with the tongue. You can push your tongue into your finger hard. Hold it there for 2 or 3 seconds and then take the finger away and you'll feel the tongue floating away and floating upwards as that tightness of the push against resistance releases. So try different ways of doing this. How would you do this for a larynx that was being held a bit high? Yeah, well, maybe you would concentrate on lifting it up and holding it and then doing a downward slide, maybe to a semi-occluded vocal tract exercise. So as you slide down, you feel that release, you allow that sensation of everything dropping and softening, and then as you go into a creak at the bottom, you're really letting go. Then you go back and do it again. So do this process 2 or 3 times. Go into the state of holding and then release away from it. Then your body has something to do and your brain can latch onto a positive, a doing.